So, no worries, mate. Well, hey.
Round of applause, I think, Okay, Spencer, you come round the corner in the car, see the banner, see all your friends, family, neighbours out. What is going through your head?
Honestly, I couldn't just very nice, very nice. It's yeah, you don't have to just sort of say everyone together, and it's good.
Nice feeling?
Good, yeah, very, very nice, very nice.
Very good mates, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Exceptional, mate.
Top that they've done it for you?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely unbelievable. It's yeah, I'm over the moon.
Well, do you want to go and see your new home?
I would love to go and see my new home. Yeah.
Should we go and see, guys? So, come on this road.
Here's how the living room looked before the makeover. Spenny stripped the wallpaper to start decorating a couple of years ago, but then his illness got worse, so he hasn't been able to finish what he started. The room felt so miserable. There wasn't even a carpet.
Hello. Right. So anybody that may want to get in on this later can check it out. We had over 120 people register for this class. So it'd be wonderful if I could fill up all of my little windows with smiling faces, at least for one class. But if I can, there's Christy jumped in on us. My little screens are just moving around like crazy. I can't keep up. I'm just going to try to not look. Hey, Karen, I see you popped in too. Tonight's class is going to be informative. You do not have to be a Shibboleth member to understand this or to take it seriously. Nutrition label reading is not an art form. It's not complicated, but there are some things to learn and some things that once you've learned them, you can keep them with you. I have got I'm gonna start out with a little Bible verse for you. This is Proverbs 7 and verse 1 says, my son, I'm gonna add daughters right here, okay? Because I love the fact that I have women that want to learn things. So let's say, my children, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. Bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart. Okay, and what this has to do with, this proverb, is about the law, of course, but it's about wisdom. And the reason why I pulled it out tonight is because the writer here says to bind them upon thy fingers and to write them upon the table of thine heart. If you are taking these things seriously, Diane, these things that I teach you, these things that we teach you in this weight loss journey, and you're binding it around your fingers or you're keeping it on your heart. Bible also talks about the fleshy tables of your heart. This is a precious place and a place that we're not going to lose sight of. If you put it on your finger, it's a reminder, right? Y'all with me? If you put it on, if you write it on your heart, it's special. These are some of those laws that are universal. Whether you're doing Shibboleth, whether you're not doing Shibboleth, whether you're doing keto or Jenny Craig or whatever diet you're doing, maybe you're doing some diet and you're just here for the free class. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a universal message, and it's about nutrition labels. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and start with my PowerPoint. Hopefully, it's going to share to you, and I won't have too many problems with it. Can y'all see my screen with the PowerPoint? Now you can, right? Awesome. Your screen sharing is paused. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try it again. I'll try it again. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Hey, Teresa, I see you up there. Share screen. Come on, don't be ugly to me. I want to share from the PowerPoint. Can y'all see that? Helen, shake your head yes or no. All right, Helen can see. Okay. Let me go from the beginning. This is the nutrition label that we're going to look at. Just from, Lord, get that off my screen. Please move this window away from, I don't know how to not move it away. Anyway. All right. So the first thing we're going to look at on this nutrition label, this nutrition label is from a cereal box. I am not exactly ecstatic that this is the one that we use as an example because we don't really, I wouldn't suggest too much cereal for anyone. Cereal is highly processed. There is no cereal growing out there on a tree or somewhere that can be harvested without much processing. Be sure to pay attention to what I'm showing you and not necessarily the type of label that it is. The reason why we're using this label is it's laid out really nicely. Okay, and we've color coded it to make this easy. When you see nutrition facts, you will typically see some things outside of a particular box. And I do have some other examples to show you after I get this short PowerPoint to you. This top line says serving size, and it's giving you the amount of product that's going to be broken down in the nutrition label. So the serving size is the first thing stated on the nutrition facts table. This is the recommended amount to be eaten to gain the nutrition indicated on the label. Okay. The servings per container is about 14. It says this suggests how many servings are in the container. If you eat 2 servings at one sitting, you'll need to multiply the nutrients by 2 to know how many calories you're consuming. Or if you're eating 3 servings, same difference. Okay. The next line, and I'm going to get, these things are going to become really, you're going to see these things in a glaring way. Okay, after we get done with this, the calories line shows how many calories are in 1 serving of food. Okay, in other words, it said a serving is 3/4 cup, so per 3/4 cup there's 120 calories. This is a reminder of a snack and meal rules that I taught you last week, I believe. If you were here, you might want to write those down. I'm less concerned with those today than I am showing you this label. The next line, this shows how much of the total calories are actually from fat. Okay. However, watch this, you guys. Listen, this is your first note to take. We do not go by their calculator. we want you to do your own calculation when it comes to the calories from fat. Remember, there are 9 calories for every 1 gram of fat. Okay, 9 calories for every 1 gram of fat. So you would take the total fat, which is the next line, and you would multiply that times 9 to get your calories from fat if you were checking the math. Also, remember that a category 1 lean protein is 20% or less calories from fat, and a category 4 protein plus fat is 50 to 21% calories from fat. Okay, 21 to 50% calories from fat. 18 calories from fat goes into 100 total, 120 total calories would be 15 calories from fat. And this breakdown here is going by this number. So we were rounding the 1.8 up to 2, multiplying that times 9, you get 18 calories from fat. Okay, 20, if this were meat, right? So this is 15 calories, 15% fat is what we've got here. The next line is your daily value line. This is based on a 2,000 calorie diet, and this is the percentage of your daily allowance that you're consuming in one serving. This is not necessarily important to the Shibboleth lifestyle, but it is necessarily important if you want to understand what the percentages mean out beside your totals underneath this section in a nutrition label. Does that make sense? So when it starts to tell you this is 2% or 10% or 90%, it's talking about the daily allowance per 2,000 calorie diet, okay? This next line, this shows the total grams of fat in one serving. Remember, use this and round up to calculate your calories from fat. The next line is down here. Now, I'm skipping a lot of stuff here just so you guys will realize. I'm going to go back to total fat. Saturated fat, trans fat, polysaturated, and monosaturated fats are all part of the breakdown of total fats. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is carbohydrates. You've got dietary fiber, sugar, and other carbohydrates here. These are part of the breakdown of carbohydrates, okay? Total carbohydrates, this shows the total grams of carbs in one serving. Remember, net carbs are what's important when we're calculating what actually impacts the blood sugar of a particular product. Total carbs minus fiber minus sugar alcohols equals your net carbs, okay? Also remember, within your carbohydrates, when you're selecting food choices and you're looking at nutrition labels, we try to always stay with 5 or less sugars per serving whenever possible. Okay, does that mean that we're always going to be able to follow that rule, Karen? No, it doesn't. This is why typically you get into things like peanut butter. It's going to be hard to find peanut butters that are not going to have 6 grams of sugar in them. Okay. And when y'all see that, I don't want you to think, well, Jason said I can't have peanut butter because it's got 6 grams of sugar in it. That's not what I mean. I'm saying for best practices, when you look at a nutrition label, try to keep those sugars below 5 or less, better yet. Okay. And the next line on a nutrition label, this shows total grams of protein in one serving. Okay. Remember, you want more protein than net carbs when you're trying to configure how well a nutrition label does when you're looking at it. Let me see one more. Yeah, we'll stop that slideshow there. All right, now I'm going to open up the chat features. Anybody got questions? As a matter of fact, before I open the chat, I want to see anybody's got a hand up. I'm going to call on for questions. Anybody got questions so far with what I've showed you on these nutrition labels? Any questions so far? I'm looking for hands. I'm either doing really good, half of y'all are asleep, or that was really easy. All right. Y'all are doing really good. Okay, because I see a lot of moving around. I don't think you're asleep. Let me go and I'm going to show you a couple more things. Now, this is going to be a little hands-on. We're going to do this exercise together. How many of y'all have got stuff going on in the background? Noises and whatnot. I'm going to give you the ability to unmute yourselves, but I don't want you to unmute yourself unless you're going to shout out the answer to me, and then I want you to mute yourself again so we don't have complete chaos. I know there's 4 people right now that are rolling their eyes going, what is he doing right now? But this is, I'm going to get some participation from you, okay? So let me get my little thing, unmute themselves. And we're going to look at a product or two from can y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is a Grab for the Gold snack bar. That's what it is. It's a Grab for the Gold snack bar. This is the peanut butter and jelly Grab for the Gold. We're going to look at this nutrition label. First thing I want you to notice on this label is the serving size is 1 bar. Okay. The serving size is 1 bar. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So with 193 calories, this is a pretty odd bar or a nutrition label right off the bat because it's not rounding to the tenths, right? We're not rounding to the tenths. We've got 193, but it is showing calories from fat, which is kind of unusual. Okay, it's kind of unusual in a nutrition bar or in a meal replacement bar for sure. We're going to do a little bit of math checking here. I'm going to try to use the board behind me. I hope y'all can see it. If y'all can't see it, I'm going to put these numbers up while we go through them. But just for the record, we're going to learn how to check math in this exercise. What they've got for total calories is 193, and they've got 45 calories from fat. They have 5 total fats. They have 25 carbs, and they've got 11 proteins. Okay, so I'm going to stop my share. Okay, everybody see my board? Can y'all see
Yes.
all of it? Okay.
We can see you.
The way this works is fats, in order to check their math, okay, in order to check their math, since we've got whole numbers, we don't have to round anything up. Fats always multiply times 9, and that should give you the calories from fat, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. 5 times 9 is what?
45.
45. So we got a good nutrition label so far, right? Looks good so far. This is easy. 25 times 4 is
100.
100. That's right. And then 11 times 4 is 44. Okay. So our total calories from fat is 45. So we've got a match on our calories from fat. Our total calories is going to be 45 plus 100 plus 44. It's going to equal what? Anybody?
189.
189. Okay. So now you can see in this one exercise how checking the math on a nutrition label will show you that I'm going to tell you this product is one of the more trustworthy products that you're going to look at. Okay. Checking this model, actually, they're giving us a little more grace on our total calories. They're being highly accurate about how much fat's in their product, and they're not shying away from all these carbs they've got loaded up in here. There's a lot of carbs in this particular product. Now, if you wanted, we're not gonna go over the snack bar and the meal bar rule because that was last week's lesson, and just to keep us from getting too far all over the place and teaching more than one lesson at a time, I want to try to stick with just proven labels. Okay, y'all okay with that?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, So we're going to go back to my label. And we're going to look at another one. Let me get my board clear. Let me get my board clear, and we're going to do another one. Now, everybody's on the same page. We multiply protein times 4. We multiply carbs times 4. We multiply fat times 9. Okay, so let's look at this nutrition label. Here, we've got 220 total calories. Do we have calories from fat here? We do, but it's not showing on the label, right? It's not showing. There's nowhere on this label that says calories from fat. It's just showing us how many calories. So the total fat here is 14. 14 times 9 is 126, okay? Our carbs are going to be 11. 11 times 4 is 44. And our protein is 13. 13 times 4 is 52. Okay, 52. Let's add all this up here. We've got 222. Y'all see it?
Yeah. So they're short
222.
too.
So the math on this one, 222, we're checking our math. How many calories from fat do we have? We can check this. There's nothing to reference by, but we see that 126 calories from this bar are coming from fat. Are y'all learning anything? Keeping up?
More than 50%.
Let's look at another. Now this, I don't want anybody to get mad at me. Nobody get mad at me. There'll be 2 or 3 of you mad at me about this, I'm sure. Especially you Shibboleth folks, right? This is the little Chocolate. Let me get a good look at it right quick. This is the vanilla peanut clusters, the little Chocolate vanilla peanut clusters. We're going to look at this nutrition label. First let's look, how many servings is there's 12 servings per container. Serving size is 1 piece. Okay, it's 1 piece. Amount per serving is 35 calories. Let's write that down. Calories per serving is 35. That's what the boxer label says. Am I right?
Yep.
All right, total fat, 2 times 9 is 18. Total carbs, we've got 8.5, you guys.
This
What do we
times
need
4.
to do if our carbs, if there's a decimal?
Round up.
So it would be 9 times 4, right? 9 times 4 is 36. How many proteins do we have?
1.
1. So we got 4 there. How many of you can do the math with me here?
More than 35.
58.
Right, we've got 58 calories per piece in this product.
Yeah. No.
Now do you see why doing the math would work? And you may
So
say,
no
well,
one
Jason,
checks.
you may say,
No one
Jason,
checks their.
I think the problem is you're rounding up on the fat. Let's not do that. Let's try it there. Let's try using their math. 8.5 times 4, right, is 34. So that's what we're saving here. If we take 36 is just a little bit closer. I'm sorry, 56 is just a little bit closer to 35. We're much closer to our number by rounding up than we are their number by using it. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be one of the reasons why looking at a nutrition label is beneficial to us. If you were using these as your Shibboleth snack, you may want to reconsider your portion. Now this is, my wife helped me out with this. This is a 99% fat-free turkey breast that's ground. You get this at Aldi, okay? Let's look at this label right quick and see what we got. We'll do a little bit of math on this. Total calories. We've got 120. Calories from fat. We don't have that on our box. We have 1 gram of fat. We don't have any carbs, correct? And we got 28 proteins. $112. That's pretty good math, right? 112 and 9. 121. So this product at 121 is, I'm sorry, let me go back there. Are y'all with me? Is pretty close. Now, let's just do a little bit of, since we know this is ground meat and we had our little lesson about what a category 1 and a category 4 meat is in that nutrition label lesson I just taught you. It says right here, this is 99% fat-free, right? To be a Shibboleth approved category 1 lean protein, it needs to be 20% calories from fat or less. First, we need to figure what is 20% of 120. Anybody know off the top of their head?
11.
24.
20.
24 is 20% of 120. 10% is 12. We'll multiply that times 2. All you got to do is take the first 2 numbers or beyond the 10th place and multiply it times 2 to get 20%. So here we are. As long as our calories from fat are less than 24, it qualifies as a category 1, correct? Who's
Correct.
with? I got,
That's
is
correct.
anybody following me?
Correct.
Do I need to redo that?
No.
Okay, let's look at this. This is going to be our last product. This one's a little bit tougher. Okay, a little bit tougher. How many of you know what this is?
Prosciutto, yes.
Prosciutto.
Yes, this is another product from Aldi. And it's a lean, very, very thin sliced piece of ham. It's almost like bacon, if you would. It's almost like bacon. Lots of, and it can be fried like bacon. At it says here 4 ounces, 4 servings per container. 1 ounce is a serving. Each serving is 60 calories according to this, right? So let's check the math on their label and let's see if we can eat this baby, okay? So at 60 calories, we see already that there's 3.5
Times 9.
right? 3.5 total grams of fat per serving. Now we're going to round that up to 4. Okay, we're going to round that up to 4. 4 times 9 is
36,
36, right?
which is
Okay.
more than 50%.
Right. Now we've got 7 grams of protein, right?
Times 4.
That's going to be 28. 28, 36, does that equal 60?
64.
Right. It's a little bit more calories total than it is represented in their portion wise, you know, what they're telling you. And it's very close to being an approved category 4 meat. Now, let's just say for the sake of argument that we use their 3.5 rule, okay? Because a lot of people argue with me on this one. On this one, you could get away with it, okay? On this one at 3.5, that's not correct. At 3.5, and if you multiplied it out, it's 31.5, which is much closer to being half calories from fat. Okay. I personally would rather you do the math on this one and approve it for yourself, utilize this as a category 4, than I would most of the approved bacons, pork bacons that are out there, center cut, trimmed, whatever. Because when I do the math on this, it's much closer to what I would consider, and plus it's not processed. It's processed in the sense of it's cut very, very thinly. It's not ground up. It's not had anything added to it, which makes it less processed. Okay, it makes it less processed. Janet Campos, your turn. Talk to me. I can't hear you. You're unmuted, I think, darling. Do you need me? Can you type it in the chat? Anybody else got questions while we're waiting on Janet?
This is pretty much aged meat, isn't it?
Prosciutto,
Yes.
it is. It's look at what it's describing. No artificial ingredients, all natural, minimally processed. So what you're looking at here is pork meat, sea salt.
Yes.
Okay. So whether it's aged or not, I'm going to say more than likely it's not very aged. What it is it's just a very lean cut of ham that's been thinly sliced and salted. All right, try again, Janet. Cheryl says, where can I buy this? Cheryl, you can buy both of those, the prosciutto and the turkey, at Aldi. The prosciutto is also, or a very similar prosciutto is going to be found at just about any grocery store you go to. So if you're looking for a bacon substitute, you would just go, it's probably going to be on your cold cut aisle. Maybe in the deli, but it's more than likely on your cold cut aisle. Sure. Janet says, what am I doing wrong? I can't hear anything. I'm sorry. Yeah, there should be a button that says join with audio. I'm trying to find you. I can't do it from my end. I'm sorry. Anybody else got questions? I don't see that Janet is. Oh, there's. That's right. I don't see an unmute there. I don't think you've got.
She's saying.
Yeah,
it says
her audio
that-
is not turned on. That's why, Janet. You need to turn your audio on.
You have to do it when you join the
So maybe
meeting.
Maybe if you jump out and jump back in, Janet, you'll be
Yes.
able to accept
That's
that.
that's the only time you have the option to do it.
You think she can't hear me as well? I bet she can't.
I think that they can hear you, but we can't hear them.
Ah,
But she also, like I don't know if she's on her phone, but my phone has a separate mute button for the meeting itself. So maybe she could have hit that. And it doesn't matter how much you turn your volume up, they still can't hear you and you can't hear them. That could be an issue.
Polly says she like that prosciutto is usually served uncooked. I know a lot of, if you ever watch the Cooking Network, people will take prosciutto and cook it down to render the fat out of it and actually utilize it in that way. So it's not always cut really, really, really thin, but typically if you pick it up at the store, it's going to be the stuff that I'm going to recommend to you, the portioned out stuff like I just showed you. It's shaped so thinly that they can put that value on it. They put that 60 calorie value on it. Anybody else got questions? Not as salty, Anna says. I agree.
Hey, Jason,
Uh-huh.
what would be better nutritionally, Canadian bacon or that prosciutto? I'm guessing Canadian bacon.
The Canadian bacon is going to be leaner, slightly leaner. It's probably not going to, that is more in line with a bacon than a Canadian bacon would be more in line with what I would call a ham.
Okay.
Canadian bacon is going to be leaner and probably not near as salty. You know, the Canadian bacon won't be salted like the prosciutto will. Good question. Thank you. Anybody else? I hope I didn't get to actually entertain you so much tonight, but hopefully I was able to inform you. How would we use this prosciutto? Is there a Shibboleth approved recipe with it? Cheryl, the best way to use it is as a category 4. Okay, category 4. And I would use 1 slice with 1 Thomas Light English muffin and 1 fried egg. That's the way I would use it. Now, you might not use it like I would use it, but I would probably fry me an egg in some 0 calorie cooking spray, whatever your favorite flavor is. And I would put it on a toasted Thomas Light English muffin. And then I would eat it like a little sandwich. I had fried egg running down my cheek and getting all stuck in my beard. I'd have to wash my beard after I ate, but it would be one of those good eating episodes. Y'all don't have a beard to worry about. So
as long as we don't kiss you.
I'm sorry?
As long as we don't kiss you.
Yeah. Right. The only one I got to worry about that's my wife. She might have to worry about getting some on her shirt or something, or maybe on top of her head since she'd be a little shorter than me.
I love eggs Benedict. So I always eat it without meat because I have an issue with the meat. But boy, that's a really good suggestion.
So you got a good idea out of me? Good. Okay, now here's the breakfast tomorrow for Lynn. I feel like there's going to be a rush on prosciutto now at the grocery store, at least where a couple of you guys are. How many non-members do I have with me tonight? Y'all, any of you want to feel like raising your hand? I'm not a member of Shibboleth. Maybe I'm interested in being a member of Shibboleth. If I don't have any or many non-members, I've got to put y'all to task to try to invite some people to join us here for these classes. If I'm going to be teaching members exclusively in here, I'll try to teach more content as opposed to not teaching content, because the content is typically built for members only. I've got a request in the chat to go over how to approve a meet again. So I'll just do that on my board. Okay.
Okay.
And let's see if I can figure out how to do this to where it doesn't. There. Okay. I want you to be able to see what I'm seeing, so I got to be able to see what you're seeing. Can y'all see out? Surely you can see outside of. That's not going to work, is it? Okay. Can y'all see what's behind me on the board? Y'all can see all of this?
Yes. Yes.
Can y'all see that?
No, not very well.
Okay, so maybe my chart's a little bit moved over. Okay, so category one, lean protein is for meats. Okay, if we're going to be approving a meat, when we look at the nutrition label, okay, I'm going to mute everybody right quick so we can stay in this. Category 1 lean proteins, we're going to look at the total calories and the calories from fat. Okay. The first thing we do is we take the total calories, whatever this number is, okay, and we find 20%. Okay, so you take whatever the number is beside total calories and find out what 20% of that is. This is how we're checking our math. Okay, first find what 20% of total calories is. Next, we have a number, right, that's in the total calories from fat, but we never trust that number. Okay, the first thing we do is check their math on the calories from fat. It's an easy exercise. We simply go below the line into the nutrition label, find their fat, right? And it's per gram. Okay, they're going to give you a number per gram. Whatever this number is, we multiply this times 9 and we compare it to their number. Okay, we check their math. We compare it to their number, and then it needs to be less than 20% calories from fat. Whatever we figured out our 20% is, this number will need to be that or less. That or less would be a lean protein. Okay, is everybody with me? Okay, if you've done this number, sometimes I do this number in my head. So I just look at it and maybe I say, well, for instance, let's just use that turkey. If it said it was 120 calories and it was 24, and they had 3 grams of fat down here, I automatically know what? It's not going to qualify, right? It's not going to qualify. And so what I would do is find what is 50% of my total calories. Okay, so if I've already, this would be how to find a category 4, okay, which is a protein plus fat. It needs to be 50% to 21%. You probably can't see that. Maybe you can. Calories from fat. Okay, somewhere between 21 and 50% calories from fat. So here again, we take the total calories from fat, right, and we divide it, right, by 2. We divide it by 2. Whatever the total calories divided by 2 is going to be half calories from fat. Then we're going to go back through the process again. Go to the fat, find out what their number is. Check their math by what half of the calories from fat are, and you'll be able to determine whether or not you have a category 4 meat or whether or not it is not approved. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you back control of your mutes, unmutes. You may now move about freely and ask questions. Who else has got questions? Anybody? Hands or all hearts and minds clear? I think we're good. Y'all are being so quiet. When I mute you, Renee, you are really quiet. Stacy, you've been quiet too. Teresa's good. I guess I may have taught somebody something. Anyway, y'all been a good crowd tonight. I appreciate you being here. Anybody that wants to privately, y'all listen to me. I'm saying this as in, I have to say it to a close friend. Anybody that has a friend that would like to join Shibboleth, feel free in private, not in public. Don't go to your Facebook page and post this out into the blue yonder. In private, feel free to offer them my discount link. I'm serious. If your friends can, but feel free to offer them my discount link, and I'm going to post it in the chat. Okay. Okay, that's it. Don't put it in public or I'll get in trouble. Okay, this is just for my peoples. It's just for my peoples and use my peoples tonight. Okay, trying to get some people some help. We just want to show that we really do care about people. We don't want to give anybody any financial hardship. We believe that the program is worth what it's supposed to be worth. You don't have to give anybody a deal at all. But if you know somebody that's having a financial issue or whatever, feel free to share my link with them in private. And I tell you what, tell them that you sent them. Okay, tell them you sent them. If you're sharing the link, tell them to put you down as their referral. That would be even better. Okay. I hope everybody has